Welcome, Namaste, and a very good day to everyone. I'm Bimuri Megodan from Sri Lanka. Today, I have the honor of serving you as your host on behalf of the International Association for Quality Education and the Ministry of Education, Ubud Province, Sri Lanka. The International Professional Development Program for Educators is a joint educational endeavor by the International Association for Quality Education and the Ministry of Education, Ubud Province, Sri Lanka, with the collaborative partnership of universities, organizations, schools, and educational leaders from the global community. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome our esteemed speaker for today's session, Dr. Sudhakar Umale, professor in the Department of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering at the Thakur College of Engineering and Technology, Mumbai, India. Dr. Umale brings with him a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of engineering, education, and research, and we are truly privileged to have him with us today. He will be delivering the second session of his lecture series on techniques for writing good research papers and theses. Last week, he presented the first session on fundamentals of research studies, and today he will continue with the second part of the topic. Parallel to this lecture series, the International Research Competition for Quality Education has been launched by the Ministry of Education, Ubud Province, Sri Lanka, in collaboration with the International Association for Quality Education. We are pleased to invite all principals, teachers, and educators to begin your research studies and present them online. This is a great opportunity to showcase your work and skills to a global audience. Our esteemed presenter, Dr. Umale sir, will guide you on how to write high-quality research papers and theses. So we are delighted to have you here. On behalf of the International Association for Quality Education and the Ministry of Education, Ubud Province, Sri Lanka, I warmly welcome you. We now invite you to begin your presentation. The floor is yours, sir.
Last time we have covered the main points of this lecture, fundamentals of research studies. And I want to explain remaining parts of it. That is this is our session second on this same topic. So last time we have completed up to how do you approach writing your research paper. So approaching a research paper is very difficult because author does not know where to submit, how to submit, and hence I want to explain the first time whenever the researchers wants to submit his own manuscript. Now this is my question: how do you approach writing your research paper? First, how to write the paper in proper manner so that paper can be accepted in the journal or conferences. So I have written here some of the points. The first point is understanding the purpose of writing paper. Before starting, clarify what is the aim of this paper. So whenever you want to submit, whenever you want to write your paper, first you ask yourself, what is the aim of my research paper? If the answer is clear, then you can start writing. Is it to report experimental results, review existing literature, purpose a new method, or analyzing a problem? So you have to think on what is my experimental results. Is you are referring existing literature, reviewing properly or not, and propose a new method, because you cannot use the old method, and hence it is necessary to give new methods, and after that you are analyzing the problem. Let us say I have given my example for you. My goal is to study the effectiveness of machine learning models in predicting traffic congestion. So this way you can give the title of the project, because I understood my topic and that topic A should be given first, and in this way, you can understand the purpose of research writing. Second is that choosing and narrowing down the topic. So because my research paper writing is so vague and it is not possible to write in short manner, and hence I will choose the topic, a very big topic, and I will make it small, and then I can start a very precise topic of a particular area. And here, during that period, you must select a research area of your interest and narrow that topic in such a way that that topic can be manageable, and that narrow topic must be having specific problem. For example, what is exactly, if I am the mechanical engineer or automotive engineer, now instead of saying just my topic is autonomous vehicles, driverless vehicles, that is not my topic, because autonomous vehicle is so vague. I cannot write a paper specifically, and I cannot concentrate on one area. Even though I choose my area as an autonomous vehicle, then I can choose a specific topic of using one component, and I make the topic as role of LiDAR in obstacle detection for autonomous vehicles. What is my topic next now? Role of LiDAR in obstacle detection for autonomous vehicles. Now that becomes a narrow area of a specific topic. Now come to the third number, conducting literature review. After that, as I got my specific area, then I will conduct a literature review on that selected topic, specific topic. Then what is my duty for that? I will study previous work, previous theories on it, some experimentation previously conducted by different authors, and some of the authors has some research gaps in particular field. I will choose all these things in such a way that I will clear my topic. Sometimes what is happening, I don't know what is missing in my content, because some topic may be already done by some researchers, and hence I will confuse to find the missing part of a particular area. This happens, and hence I conduct a literature review so seriously that I will get my research gap. Let us say what papers I read, what conferences papers I read, which type of books I require for conducting literature review, and in that way I will choose trusted online resources so that I can concentrate on particular area. And number 4 is here it is written wrongly, it is doubled. Now I correct it. Fourth part is defining research questions and objectives. After conducting literature review, definitely I can able to define the research questions and objectives of it, and hence I will clearly state the main problem of my research work or thesis, hypothesis of research work. Now I will clear my point in such a way that previously I have given the different name. Now after investigation all the literature, my topic may be improved like as LiDAR improves obstacle detection accuracy compared to radar in urban conditions. I get a very precise topic than the previous. When I got a research questions, I got a objectives, then I make that rough topic into very fine topic, and that becomes, what is the new topic? LiDAR improves obstacle detection accuracy compared to radar in urban conditions. After that, I will come to the fifth point, planning and structuring the paper. Once I got all these things, I will start my writing my manuscript or rough draft. During that period, I will decide some sections which are very important in the research paper. Then I will start the introduction in the research paper, literature review in the research paper, methodology in the research paper, results, discussion, conclusions, and references I will add. And I will prepare outline before writing. It is not so easy that you are able to start your writing very easily. You have to make the outline of your research paper so that you can write your paper very easily when you write the outline of the your research paper. Now, sixth is that data collection and methodology. What is it exactly, data collection? Because for research paper, data collection is necessary and some research methodology is necessary, and hence, depending on a particular field, I can add in my research methodology some of the experiments I did, or simulations I have conducted, or surveys I have conducted, or sometimes I can prepare my case studies. And hence, I can make the documentation of methods which I conducted so that I can use that data in my research paper. So this is about data collection and methodology. That is the sixth point. Now come to the seventh point here, writing the draft. So now you have available the drafting of it, and you have the outline also. Now you start one by one. First is introduction. What is needed in the introduction part? Now I need some context of my research work. I will write that context in the introduction. I have to explain what is important for my research paper, and I will define the aim of my topic in the introduction. Later on, I will come to the literature review. In the literature review, I can summarize the existing studies previously conducted. Methodology is very important, and I have to describe the methodology which contains research, what research was carried out by the previous researchers. So this comes in methodology. Now, after getting it, after conducting the experimentation, then I come to the results. What is result exactly? Result is nothing but present findings of my research work. So all my research work findings can be explained and preparing very good tables, observation tables. I cannot just put that all data at random. To represent that available data of the results, I can make the observation tables that I conducted can be mentioned in the observation tables. If data is not sufficient, I can make the different graphs. On the basis of graphs, it is very easy for discussion. After that, I will do the analysis of observation table. I will do the analysis of the graphs. Now come to the next after results. Tables, graphs, analysis may be discussed in the discussion part. What you want to discuss in the discussion part? You have to interpret the results obtained very nicely, and I want to link whatever the objectives I selected earlier with my discussions. Okay. Earlier on that day, I have explained the objectives, how the object is prepared, and now I will link that objective with my result obtained, and in such a way that objectives can be discussed, that results can be discussed in the discussion part. Now, after discussion, we come to the conclusion area. What is a conclusion? Conclusion is nothing but the overall idea of research work. During that period, I have to summarize all contributions that I have mentioned in earlier part. What are the contribution of my research work? Then don't write it simply. It can be written in point-to-point manner, and I will summarize all the contribution of my research work. If there are some limitations, because we are not able to do or perform 100% research work, but we have some limitations of experimental work, and I have to explain that what are my limitations of research work. After explaining my research limitations very clearly, then even though I am not able to conduct the whole experimentation, then the remaining experimentation can be explained as a future scope, so that next researchers can be used some part of my research work as a future scope, and they can start their work from my future scope. Okay, and come to the last part, revising and editing. What is revising? Because once now up to the 7, the writing is complete now. I will revise all those points which are mentioned in my manuscript or rough draft of my research paper. What is my intention is that I can improve the clarity of my sentences. I can improve the flow of my writing in paragraph wise. I want to improve the grammars. If there are some mistakes in grammar, I can improve the grammar of my writing. After clearing clarity, flow of writing, grammar checking, I will ensure whatever may be the arguments we made logically, and that argument should be well supported by the previous research or work done by us. Now, in the research paper, we are using the perfect academic language in such a way that the reader can understand our language very easily. This is called as revising and editing of the manuscript. You got it? So if you have any questions, you can mark it on the if you have any doubts on this, you can mention in the chat box. Now come to the very important part, that is referencing and citations. So I have used so many literature survey. I have used books, publications. Then I am acknowledging that references as a citation, correct citation, in the form of a publication style. Publication style may be APA, IEEE, MLA, etc. There are so many publication styles, referencing style, and I can able to cite all the references that I used in my research paper in such a way that we have given that references as a credit of the previous researchers. that is not my work, but I have used their work in my research work. Hence, it is necessary to give the citation so that we have to mention their credits in my paper. So this is called as citations. And so during referencing and citations, we are doing a plagiarism check. We are doing the plagiarism check. And hence, after plagiarism check, we go to the 10th point, that is a final review and submission. Now my paper is ready. We have made all corrections, and again I will do some proofreading for errors. If there are some errors, again I am doing the proofreading continuously. And what I am doing now, after final review, after proofreading, what I am doing, I am checking the formatting guidelines, because different journals, different conferences has its own formats of submitting that paper. So formats of journal is different from, and format of our manuscript is changing by university to university. One university has different format, second university has different format. Some conferences has different requirements, some conferences have different requirements, and I will check that format, and I can have the correct research writing in correct format according to the selected journals or conference. And I will check the deadline of my submission. Many a times we are losing deadline and we are not able to submit after taking lot of efforts. And hence, whether my submission is before the deadline is okay or not, I will check it. And in this way, I have explained the 10 points mentioned here. Now come to this next point. How do you choose your journals for publication? So it is very common question for all researchers, because there are so many publication types, Scopus, then ordinary. There are so many Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. University writing is different. UGC care papers we are calling it as. And this question is raising in the mind of researchers, and hence the question is asking the researchers to describe the criteria and process they use when selecting a journal to publish their research paper. So they are searching what is a good paper, where to submit, what is the condition of it, like that. Since not all journals are the same, choosing the right one is important for visibility, impact, acceptance. So according to my research work, what is my importance of research work? I will see the visibility, whether that papers are visible to everyone. It is open to everyone. Then I will check the impact factor. What is the impact of my paper? What is impact of that journal? I will check it. I will confirm whether my research paper is accepting or not accepting by that journal. If I am not clear, I will not submit my paper in that journal or conferences. Now, this is very common question. So the researcher is asking me, how do you choose your journal for publications? Okay. So if you have doubt in this, then you refer my 9 points. Okay. Key points a researcher might consider during these points. What are the key points I have mentioned here? 9 key points, and you refer all 9 key points. What is the first point? Scope and relevance. What is the scope of my publication? You have to check it. Now, what is the question during that period? When you check the scope of your work, then one question comes in the mind of the researcher. Does the journal's focus match the research area? If your research area is different, journal area is different, and there is no scope of submitting your research paper in that journal. For example, I want to explain with example. My paper is on autonomous vehicle sensors. What is my title of, what is my area of research? Autonomous vehicle sensors. Where do you want to submit my paper? There are some areas of journal or conferences. Definitely, I will submit my research work to automotive engineering journal, artificial intelligence journal, robotics, but I will not refer that paper in environmental studies. If I submit my paper of autonomous vehicle sensor, it is not relevant because I am going to submit that paper in environmental studies. It is not relevant journal and hence there is no scope of your research work. So this is relevance, you have to check it. Scope and relevance must be checked before submission. Now we have a target audience. Target audience means who is reading after submission, after publication of my research paper, who are the target readers of my papers. Otherwise, your citation may not be increased. Nobody will read your paper, and hence you have to come in such a important questions. Who reads my paper? Who reads my papers? Whether academics, whether industrial professionals or policymakers. And if we get the correct audience, that helps to ensure the research reaches the right community. Means my paper is reaching to the right community of my work. Now, third point is very important, that is the reputation and impact factor. What is the reputation of that journal? You have to check it. What is the impact factor of that paper? It is very important. High impact factor journals give more recognitions. I am repeating. High impact factor journals give more recognitions of your research paper. But what is the problem? But that research paper is harder to publish or difficult to publish in that journal. Chances of rejection in high impact factor paper is more, and hence you have to check the quality of your research work before submitting in reputed journals. Sometimes low impact factor journals are there, but that journals are very specialized journal that may be suitable for your research work. So this is about reputation and impact factor. Now come to the indexing and visibility. What is indexing? Indexing is the number that gives the journal indexed in Scopus, Web of Science, IEEE, Elsewhere, Springers, and there are so many papers. So these are indexed journal impact factor journals. What are they? Scopus, Web of Science, IEEE, Elsewhere, Springers, etc. That ensure better visibility and citations. If my paper is published in Scopus journal or Web of Science paper, IEEE, Elsewhere or Springer, what I get, the visibility of my paper is so good. I will get lot of citations on my work. So this is called as indexing and visibility. To the fifth point, Open open access versus subscriptions. So open access means what? Open access papers or open access journals make the paper freely available to all, and hence it is very easy to get the citations. If some journals may charge publication fees, then it is called as subscriptions. Okay. And subscription journals are traditional but limited access. We cannot refer all subscription papers because we have to pay the fees to assess that paper. Now come to the 6th point, publication timeline. Because we want some timeline for writing the paper, corrections of the papers. This publication timeline is very important. And when I submit that paper to one journal, it takes lot of time. Some journals take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, even 1 year also for reviewing. Some reviewer takes lot of time for reviewing my paper. They may reject also after some months, or they accept my paper after 1 year also. If you want your paper so early, then you have to check the publication timeline. If you want your paper publication within 2 months, and it is found that it will take 6 months, then you have to check whether I want to submit that paper in that journal or not. If quick publication is important, some journals with faster review cycles. Some journal papers conduct faster reviews and they published papers very fast. Now, acceptance rate is very important. What do you mean by acceptance rate? If 100 papers are submitted, only they will select 10 papers. And acceptance rate is 10% only. 90% papers may be rejected. Only 10% paper may be accepted in the particular journal. You have to check the acceptance rate. Prestigious journals have lower acceptance rates. According to the quality of research paper, your paper may be selected in the prestigious journals like Scopus. In this way, researchers may balance between ambitions with practicality. I want to submit a high acceptance rate paper, but sometimes I have to take the risk of it. And come to the next point, that is author guidelines and formatting. You must understand guidelines given by the journals or conferences for the authors so that the patterns of research paper of all the researchers are same. Formatting also similar. In some high prestigious journals has strict formatting requirements. We have to check whether that journal has strict formatting requirements or not. And the researcher must check if their paper fits easily into that style. If that style is not suitable to you, You can change the journal. You can go to Scopus to Web of Science. If it is available IEEE also, in Springer also. After last point, we come to the last point, ethical standards. This ethical standard is very important. We have to ensure the journal follows ethical publishing practices and is not a predatory journals. Some journals are fake, only that collects the money. They don't follow the ethical publishing practices, and nobody will read your research paper after publications. And hence, checking of ethical standards of that particular journal is very important before submissions. You got it? Okay, you got this point, because this point is very important. How do you find the right journal for your research? This is my question to you. How do you find the right journal for your research? I have mentioned here a journal by matching your research topic with its scope. A scope is very important. You can select a journal by matching your research topic with its scope, checking its credibility and indexing, analyzing the audiences, reviewing past issues, and considering factors like review time, publication cost. Today, publication cost is the major issue. They are demanding lot of monies for publication your research paper. If you are able to pay that publication cost, that is okay. If you are not able, then there is a problem. This ensures that your work reaches the right audience to right journal, and research paper gains good visibility. This is very important. What kind of challenges have you faced in your research paper writing? My researchers, my students, PhD students, are suffering during submission writing, and many researchers have different challenges, and they faced it. These are the challenges. I want to share my experience here. This is very important because your mentor, your guide, your colleagues' experiences are very important because they have gone through some difficulty. They face some difficulty during their period. That difficulty can be explained by the mentor or supervisor or your colleagues or your friends. I want to explain my experience. I faced several challenges while writing my research paper. The most difficult part was conducting a comprehensive literature review because many relevant papers were behind paywalls. Organizing my ideas into a logical structure also took time. Another major challenge was ensuring proper referencing and avoiding plagiarisms. Finally, when I submitted my paper, addressing reviewer comments and reworking multiple drafts was demanding. In one working, the draft was not ready according to the reviewer suggestions. There were a lot of demands from the reviewer, but it improved the quality of my paper significantly. What is last That is, ultimately, when I accepted the reviewer comments, I recheck it and ultimately the quality of my paper is significantly improved. These are the common challenges. I have mentioned here 9 common challenges faced by many researchers. What is the first challenge? Choosing the right topic. Sometimes it is difficult to narrow down a broad area into a specific and researchable problems. This is one challenge. Come to the second challenge, that is the literature review. The challenge of literature review is finding relevant, up-to-date, and authentic references can be the challenge. To get a correct research paper for my work, it is a very difficult challenge. And sometimes when I got a correct research paper, but that research paper are paid journals, I have to pay some amount for referring it. That is our limitations. So these are the limitations, challenges during referring a good literature review. Come to the third challenge, that is organizing ideas. We have so many ideas in our mind, but I cannot select what is the first idea, second idea, third idea. And organizing different idea is one of the challenge. That is called as structuring the paper, research paper, very logically. Structuring the paper very logically is one of the big challenge. Then what is the flow of my ideas? Flow of my ideas started from introduction to methods, methods to results, results to discussions, and this logical arrangement can be difficult, especially for first time writers. If you are writing first time, then that writers are facing lot of challenges. Come to the fourth challenge, that is time management. Time is the most important factor for writing paper because every paper journals has some limited time. What I have to do for that? I have to do the balancing of research, data collections, data analysis, writing within deadlines are the challenges, and we have to manage the time for all, and this is shortly called as time management. Then fifth challenge is writing clarity. Always we have some complex ideas. That complex ideas are difficult to write in the paper. Then what I want to do? I want to do that complex ideas may be converted into clear, concise, and academic language. But this is very difficult by the researchers, and hence sometimes because of grammatical errors and maintaining flow, we require multiple revisions. If you are making grammatical errors and there is no maintenance of flow, there is no clarity of writing. And hence, I want to suggest to give the more clarity, as far as possible, there should not be grammatical errors and there should be maintenance of sentence to sentence, paragraphs to paragraph, a flow. The papers can be written in such a way that like storytelling. Come to the 6th point, referencing and citations. Sometimes referencing is very difficult because high prestigious papers, journals has different citation styles, particularly IEEE, Scopus index papers. And if I am not avoiding the plagiarism, that paper may be rejected because of plagiarism. Some percentage of plagiarism is allowed in my paper. That plagiarism considered very carefully. I have to give the proper attention to minimize the plagiarism available in the research paper. Come to the 7th point, that is data presentation. Data presentation is very important. I have to make the graphs, I have to make the tables, figures accurately. Graphs, tables, and figures must be made accurately. You have to use the symbols, you have to use the units if it is mathematical. That graphs, tables, and figures must be made as a professional writer. And then it becomes meaningful. Then chances of acceptance may be increased. Come to the 8th point, dealing with reviewer feedback. Reviewer check your paper, check your contents. If there are some problems in the paper, if there are some problems or some missing work, there is some missing arguments, missing justification, they will give the rejection criteria. They will criticize your paper. They will give the reviews, and that revision can be emotionally and academically challenges. Don't frustrate. During checking, correcting the reviewer comments, the reviewer comments are too difficult to answer it. Come to the last point, technical resource limitations. Many a times what happens, if I am using lab equipments, lab machineries, so some costly softwares that may not be available in the particular lab. If it is available, I cannot assess in my time, and hence the quality of research papers may not be improved because the work is delaying and you are not able to write the paper in short time. Now, what is the best way to read and understand a research paper? When you are able to understand a very difficult paper, then you are able to do the research and you are able to write it. These are the points I have explained here. Start with the abstract. When you read any paper for your literature, complete papers may be difficult for shorter periods. If you start from abstract, the abstract gives a quick summary of the paper's purpose, paper's methods, results, and conclusions. That helps you decide whether the paper is relevant to your research. Now come to the second point. Read the introduction very carefully. Understand the background, problem statement, objectives, and research gap. What is available in the introduction? Yesterday, that I explained it very clearly. Always in the introduction part, background, problem statement, objectives, and research gaps are available. If it is paper of same area. Now, then we have some questions. What problem is this paper trying to solve? What is my first question? What problem is this paper trying to solve? Why is it important for me? Now, third is look at the figures, tables, and graphs. If you are not able to read all the papers very fast, then just visualize the data given in the research paper in the form of figures, tables, and graphs. That figures, tables, and graphs always communicates result more clearly than the test, and it helps in quickly understanding the key findings. Number 4, examine the methodology. You have to understand how the research was conducted by the other researchers. Just I am telling you, you have to understand how the research was conducted by the other researchers in the form of experiments, in the form of simulations, in the form of surveys. This tells you whether the study is reliable or replicable. Now, the fifth point is that focus on result and discussion. What we see in the results and discussion, we get discovered part by the researchers, how the authors interpret their findings in their papers. It helps to check if the results answer the research questions or not. Come to the sixth point, read the conclusions. In the conclusion parts, we are able to summarize key contributions made by the researchers, their limitations, and future work. It helps you understand the overall significance of the research. Now, last point is that check the references. It is very important. Identify important papers cited by the authors. You have suppose 100 papers you have in one hand. I will select only 10, and hence I can identify the correct papers written by the previous authors. This helps you expand your own readings and build a strong literature review. The best way to read and understand a research paper is to read in layers. That is, I read first abstract, then introduction, conclusions. If it is okay for me and it is my area, then later on I focus on different methods, results. And finally, I will come to the very analyzed part, that is discussion and references. So this question is very important. Many researchers first time, when they write first time, how to organize and manage your research papers very effectively. This is very important, how to organize and manage your research paper very effectively. Create a logical folder structure. Now you have to make the one folder, what is my topic, what is my area, what are the different authors. In each area, they have written a paper. Let us say in 2023, how many papers I collected in 2023? Okay, I have one folder. Then second folder is of project report. How many project of same quality, same area? Let us say automobile paper. I made one folder for automobile. I made a folder for environmental studies, a sustainable goal, like that. Then I will make the topic wise. Okay, this you folder, then it is very easy to assess that folder. It will not take more time. Then I can maintain literature review spread wide. Okay, so I can use the help of computer. I will make the Excel sheet. You know what is Excel sheets. Then there is very easy using Excel sheets, so that I can make the title wise, author wise, year wise, research question address, methods used, key findings, research gaps and limitations. So I can take the help of computers, softwares. Then I give all the data in the computer, I save very clearly. It is very easy to find out the saved data in my computer. This acts when you are doing like this, so it is called as keep quick reference database. Otherwise finding data is very difficult. This saves time, reduces confusions and makes writing your own paper much easier. Now come to the very easy how to read a research paper effectively. Reading is very effective, step-by-step approach. Scheme first for overview. Start with title first. Just I am telling what should we read first. Title of the paper is very important. When you want to read any paper, you read the title first, then abstract, then keywords, then conclusions, like that. This helps to decide if the paper is relevant to your research or not. Come to the second point, read the introduction very carefully. This introduction, when you read the introduction very carefully, you can understand the research problem, research objectives, and the research gaps, which are addressed in their research papers. And during that period, if you are confusing, ask yourself this question: why did the authors do this research? Why authors has make like this research gap like this? You have so many questions in mind during paper, you note down it. Come to the third point, look at figures, tables and graphs, because figures are very easy to observe it, and we are making lot of attentions. We are making comparison very easily. It is very easy to finding quickly. Check the methodology. Checking methodology is very difficult. What type of instrumentation they have done, what type of simulations, what is the name of the experiment, what is the name of the simulation, now if they are survey paper, what is the survey, what is the algorithm used for in the research work. So it is very difficult to check all these things, and hence it takes times. Whenever you are confusing, you ask one question in yourself: is the method reliable or replicable to me? Now come to the last point, that is fifth point, read result and discussion. So how in what way the authors has interpret their results and discussion, you have to check it. And the comparison style is very important. If they are using very good comparison style, then you are able to increase or enhance your knowledge or enhance your research questions. Note down the conclusions. During reading, you note down, don't read easily. You note down the contribution they have made in the conclusions. What are the limitations of the conclusions? What are the suggestions for the future works? You have to note down. Don't just simply read it. Study references. Why we want to study all the references? Because it identifies the important papers. Use them to expand your readings and build your literature review. Take notes and summarize it. Write key ideas of their questions in your own words. Okay, what is important during reading? Write down their ideas in your own words and maintain the personal diary. Just I am telling, maintain the personal diary like database, and you can make a notebook, you can make the spreadsheet, or simply you can say that reference manager notes. So already I have explained all these things. Already I have explained all these six. Which areas do you want to pay attention in a research paper? So these are the 8 points I have mentioned here. You have to give the proper attentions. It is very important that why do you use a different indices, SCI, Scopus journals? So generally many people are asking what is indices, indexes, what is SCI journal, what is Scopus journals. So you must understand what is an index. A journal index is database that lists and ranks academic journals. It helps researchers, universities and institutions identify credible, high quality and peer reviewed journals. So this is about indexing. Now, many times we have a problems of SCI. What is the long form of SCI? Science Citation Index. So it is maintained by Clarity Analytics Web of Science. It covers highly prestigious, high impact journals across the sciences, technology, and medicines. So generally, SCI journals are available for the subjects like science, technology, in the medicine, and which focus in on citation tracking, show how many times papers are cited. If SCI index are more, then it means that that papers are referred by so many researchers, and that indicates the influence of their research, and hence journals in SCI are usually considered elite, rigorous, and selective. So Scopus journals. So generally, Scopus journals are managed by the Elsevier, one of the largest database of peer-reviewed literature. It is available for science, technology, social science, arts, and humanities. It covers more journals than SCI, including regional or emerging research publications, provides matrices like H-index, site score, SNP, SGR to measure research impact. So when you refer the Google Scholar of any researchers, there is I-index, there is H-index. If you are not looking of your Google Scholar, you make your Google Scholar, and you try to make your H-index more and more, I-index more and more. And what is the problem with that? Why are different indices are used? So why the index are different for different journals? SCI is highly selective. It covers fewer but top journals. Okay, it is called as QN journals. Scopus is broader and covers many journals, including interdisciplinary journals. Evaluation of research quality. It is high quality research papers, and it gives the more credit of your research papers. And publishing in these journals adds academic value, means you are the great researchers if your papers are publishing in high index paper journals. So what are the advantages? Citation and impact measurements. So H index and other indices may be uh, getting more and more. Global recognitions. If your papers are published in Scopus index or high quality papers, your recognition is very highly international. You are international internal researcher. Your name is famous for that. Now, this is last question. Why are different index used? We use different indices like SCI, Scopus to ensure that research is published in credible journals, to measure impact and citation, and to make research visible and recognized globally. SCI is more selective while Scopus is broader and more inclusive. The title of research paper usually contains the novelty of the work, or what is something new that has been done in that research paper, and hence make the effective title. Abstract mainly contains background, research gap, objective of the study, methodology, research and discussion. So this is very important for you. I have completed second part of it very fast because of time limit. So if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Such an enriching talk about the publication of paper and all that. Sir, could you please tell us that what we should write in the abstract? Because abstract is like a summary, I think, that way, of the whole work and the research paper. So
Yes,
what
yes.
are the main points we should include and keep in mind while writing an abstract of the research paper?
So in the previous lecture, I explained very clearly. Again, I can able to understand it. So it is very important because it contains main title, because after we are writing abstract after submission of, so it is the limited words, 500 or 200 to 500 words. It contains conclusions, it contains introduction, it contains result analysis, and in short sentences it is available in the abstract, and hence it is very easy to understand abstract. When you want to refer abstract, uh, you can understand the paper.
Which is a very relevant question because we are working in the schools as well as in the higher studies like engineering college and all that. But what I find that at the school level, teachers are not encouraged to write papers. So, sir, what do you think that we should, start giving opportunities and training to the teachers to write the papers about the work they are doing or the teaching and how they are doing their teaching? Sir, what do you think? What are your views about it? I would like to know. Thank you,
First,
sir.
first problem is that uh, there is no work done by the teachers because they are referring the textbooks, they are referring some books related to their syllabus. So they are not able to refer the interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary subjects. They have some limitations. They have to concentrate on they concentrate and they focus more on the student achievements. They are not focusing on the self achievements. But in higher studies, what will happen? The students are so matured, particularly in the engineering colleges, in the graduation. So if students are doing their self study more and more, and teachers are getting only students are getting more time for reading all these things. What is happening in the graduation level? Only we have to give the guidelines to the graduation students, and we have to go to out of the box or out of the books, so that in the higher educations we have to always go to the research level, out of the box studies, and when you explain all these things, they can become the smarter. So what we are doing, it is for only the students. But in case of school level students are not smarter to understand the higher languages, understand the uh, science, technology, engineering, and the research works. So we have to go according to their level. So this is the problems. But my suggestion is that whenever teacher gets time for reading any research paper, they read it very carefully. And if uh, teachers are of science or arts or commerce, they refer their work in a particular area and try to enhance their scope of teaching other than the syllabus. This is very important.
Thank you very much. It's a very good answer, sir. Thank you.
So yesterday I went to that Institute of Engineers. I got a award for uh, guiding the research uh, students.
So how many research students you have given guidance to for PhD?
And I am referring. I have 3 students, but because of my
Okay.
I am now guiding my students. University rule is that before retirement, we cannot take the students. So I don't have now the students, but I am guiding I am helping all students whenever they require any knowledge for writing, for understanding, selection of the proper journals, selection of proper publications, conferences.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We have learned a lot from you, and we would like to have more lectures from you as well.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.